Kerry conducts a survey to discover how many students in her college participate in either soccer or Gaelic football. She discovers that the probability that a student plays soccer is 0.25 and the probability that a student plays Gaelic football is 0.4. The probability that they play neither of these sports is 0.45. Part 1. Draw a Venn diagram to show this data. A student is picked at random. Part 2. Find the probability that the student plays both soccer and Gaelic football. Part 3. Find the probability that the student plays soccer only. So let's start with part 1, draw a Venn diagram to show this data. So the probability that they play soccer is 0.25, the probability that they play Gaelic is 0.4, and the probability that they play neither is 0.45. So the probabilities should all add up to 1. So 0.25 plus 0.4 plus 0.45 all gives us 1.1. And 1.1 minus 1 gives us 0.1. So this is the probability that the student plays both sports. So it's very important to note that probabilities should always add up to 1. So if they only play soccer, it's going to be 0.25 minus 0.1, and 0.25 minus 0.1 is 0.15. So this is the probability that they play soccer only. Gaelic football is going to be 0.4 minus 0.1, which is going to be 0.3. So 0.4 minus 0.1 is 0.3. And this is the probability that they play Gaelic football only. We can now draw the Venn diagram. So we start with a rectangle and a capital U, which represents the universal set. We draw a circle, label it S for soccer, draw another circle, label it G for Gaelic. So we know the probability that they play both sports is 0.1. So 0.1 goes in the intersection. We know the probability that they play soccer only is 0.15. So that goes inside S. We know the probability that they play Gaelic only is 0.3. So that goes inside G. And we were told in the question that the probability that they play neither of these sports is 0.45. So that goes inside the rectangle. And the 0.45 can go anywhere really in the space. Part 2. Find the probability that the student plays both soccer and Gaelic football. The probability that the student plays both soccer and Gaelic football is 0.1. So it's what's inside the intersection. Part 3. Find the probability that the student plays soccer only. So the probability that the student plays soccer only is 0.15. So that's inside set S. And likewise, the probability that they play Gaelic only would be 0.3, and the probability that they play neither would be 0.45.